That's it.
Press.
Rachel Rice, and
okay, if there's nothing to do, I can do it.
She celebrates every 4th of July when she got to be a twinkle clown with her dad, old Spy. Spice. Oh, okay. Sorry. Rachel Rice gives us speech from advanced manual, speech number 5, persuasive speaker, and little introduction to her speech. She preparing the speech for March 2013, and Toastmasters will be a fitness trainers who works with overweight people. So Rachel Rice. I just want this one.
Oh, Papa.
Thank you. April, thank you so much. It's wonderful to be here in Baltimore. And my fitness trainers, it's wonderful to be in front of you once again.
Yes.
I've been speaking for the fitness industry since 2004. And I envision a day when we actually end size discrimination. I've been working with the plus-size population now for 15 years or more. And I always thought that there would be a day when we wouldn't tisk someone up and down being overweight. This morning even, getting on the bus to come here, a gentleman gets on, it is 6:40 a.m., and this gentleman must have weighed, I bet, 450 pounds. But instead of tisking him up and down, the curiosity got to me, and I wondered, how much effort goes into him preparing his day to not be going on public transportation when it's very busy times, to walk into a room and find a seat that might fit his body, or the fear that he won't be able to fit between these chairs at this conference. This is what I do. And I envision a day when we will embrace health at every size, where one of the tenets of this paradigm is that we enjoy movement for pleasure and an enjoyable experience, and not worry so much about weight loss. So when I was invited to come here to speak, they asked me, what's next? And I think, what's next? We don't even have people moving yet. What do you mean, what's next? But I wanted to share with you 3 stories of clients of mine and help you understand what is possible. Because I'm challenged when I'm on with fitness professionals to give them the words to understand what I actually do. So let me tell you about the year I've had. It was February, and I decided to invite in a young woman who had showed up at the National Speakers Association. Her name is Roz Mays, and Roz is this beautiful, full-figured, African-American pole dancer. Now, the minute this woman came into the room, they said, you need to talk to Rochelle. True story. And I said, girl, I need you to come teach at my space. So she shows up to teach. I have a guest teacher series, and she comes in to teach. And she immediately embraces the language of this full-figured woman by talking about what it is for herself to be in her skin. And she begins teaching the choreography. Very simple, up against the wall. Now, ladies, if you've ever taken your hands up against the wall with your back to your audience, it's an amazing feeling. It is so sexy just to do that. Men, I'm not sure what to tell you on that. But just that physical touch of the wall with your back to your audience is incredible. So if she begins teaching this choreography with about 10 of my clients, and just to be clear, the women I'm talking about are approximately 180 to 350 pounds. And Roz begins to take some of her clothing off. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh. And there she stands in this beautiful leopard corset and boy shorts, talking about her body like everything is just fabulous. And I thought, I couldn't even stand there and talk like that, and I was a dancer. But my clients began, and the choreography was simple, from back here, and then to just keep your hands on the wall as you turn. And suddenly, my clients are transformed. When Roz yells out, now tell me, what's your name? And my client says, Sweet peaches. I said, oh my goodness, what happened in here? Just by introducing a little bit of movement that is so different for a full-figured woman to embrace, I said, this is health at every size. This is movements without any regard to weight loss, but just the sheer pleasure and joy of movement. Fast forward now to May. I decided to take my group out to Arizona for a retreat out there. And this is the first time that we're going to be doing zip line. Now, my strength, I feel, as a fitness trainer, is to help her understand how this is going to happen. So I speak to the guide, a 21-year-old adorable little cutie patootie, and say to him, what is the weight restriction on the zip line? 300 pounds. Okay. So I say to my clients, I've kind of looked it over, and I said, yep, we're all in that range. I know this information. I will share this information, but at the same time, I say, who would like to go? 5 out of 7 decide they're going to zip line. And again, I'm like, wow. And here's one example. We get up to the top of the hill. The woman with the cane decides she's going down and across the ravine that's been dried out because we're in Arizona in May, up the other side, hands me her cane and says, I'm going up. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness. So she gets up there and she straps on the harness, and I explained to her that what's going to happen is once the harness is on and she comes off, the harness is going to come up to support her. So she's going to feel a little bit of a drop. But once she goes, you'll find, and you will be supported. She gets the harness on and she stands there. She bends a little bit. I'm behind her. She looks at the guide and says, can you give me a push? He says, no, I can't. She steps a little bit closer, and jumps. Whee! She says all the way down. Who is this person? Who is this woman who tosses a cane aside, climbs up to the top, and takes off on a zip line down there? And sure enough, one after the other, boom, 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 waving all the way down. No elliptical machine will give you that experience. Now the last one is I do a retreat every summer upstate New York. And I brought 28 of my clients upstate. And I've been doing this for quite some time, but my favorite part is tutus and tiaras. And it's actually my goddess night, but it's tutus and tiaras. And when I asked to have the tutus made, I made sure that they were very, very long. So they're long to calf length, and they're long this way. So she, no matter what size, doesn't have to think or worry if that's going to fit her or not. It will fit her. So it's our last night there, and they each don their tiaras and wrap up their tutus. And I've got 28 beautiful, sparkly women standing there. We take a circle, and I told you my background is dance. And my favorite song comes on, one of my favorites, Whitney Houston, and we do the arabesque. Give me one moment in time. 28 women in a circle, doing arabesque, singing Whitney Houston at the top of their lungs. And I say, fitness industry people, I don't know how to measure this. I don't know how to calibrate this. I don't know what to tell you other than you need to create movement experiences. Put the weight and the shame and the blame aside. Create those beautiful places in her heart, like pearls on a string of pearls, that will help anchor a foundation for her. It's not that Jillian Michaels, bang, bang. It's a much more embracing, much more inclusive feeling. So my fitness professionals, I challenge you, raise the bar to health at every size and create dynamic and persuasive, beautiful movement opportunities. April, thank you.